Chosen one, if your eyes have landed on this message, it is not by chance. It is a divine appointment, written long ago, meant to awaken something ancient and powerful within your soul. This is the kind of message that finds you exactly when you need it, not a second too early or a breath too late. It's being guided to you by forces far beyond what you can see, because the time has come for you to remember who you are. You didn't stumble on this video by accident. Your spirit led you here, and not just any spirit, a spirit marked, activated, and chosen for this exact timeline. You've likely been feeling it already. Something has shifted inside you, a stirring, a divine discomfort, a pull towards something bigger than the life you've known. That is the signal, the echo of your ancient soul calling you back to truth. If you feel something moving inside of you already, comment 777 below. That number is not just a symbol, it's a vibration of divine alignment. It means your soul recognizes this message. It means you're awake or awakening. It means you're ready to step into your purpose with clarity and power. The time of hiding is over. The time of remembering has begun. Because the truth behind the 144,000 is far greater than most realize, and you're about to understand why your entire life has felt different. Everything you've experienced, every struggle, every moment of feeling misunderstood has been part of a sacred preparation. You are one of them, a bearer of light, a chosen vessel. Stay with me. What you're about to hear will not just inform your mind, it will activate your spirit. Let's go beyond the surface. The number 144,000 appears famously in the Book of Revelation, a mysterious, often misinterpreted figure that has sparked debate for centuries. But this number is not meant to be taken literally, like a strict head count. It is a sacred code, a frequency, a divine mathematical symbol carrying multidimensional meaning. It appears in ancient texts, numerological systems, and spiritual teachings, not as a limit, but as a signal of divine structure and divine order. In the Book of Revelation, the 144,000 are described as sealed servants of God, marked, protected, and assigned a special mission during a time of global transformation. Some have misunderstood this as exclusivity, a chosen few to be saved. But in truth, this number reflects a specific spiritual vibration. Those who carry the 144,000 energy are not elevated above others. They are simply here to serve the collective during one of the greatest shifts in human consciousness. Across esoteric traditions, this number breaks down in profound ways. 12 tribes multiplied by 12,000 equals 144,000, representing completion, divine government, and the wholeness of divine energy expressed through humanity. In numerology, 1 + 4 + 4 equals sign 9, the number of completion, spiritual service, and humanitarian purpose. In energetic terms, it refers to an awakened soul contract that spans lifetimes, a soul blueprint chosen long before you were born into this body. So what does it mean to carry the 144,000 frequency? It means you are here with a purpose written in divine ink. You have a role in the spiritual evolution of humanity. You have agreed, long before your incarnation, to return during this precise timeline when the earth would need light bearers, healers, awakeners, and truth speakers to guide others through chaos into clarity. This number doesn't control you, it activates you. You don't become one of the 144,000 by doing anything outward. You simply remember. You awaken to it. It's a spiritual recognition, not a religious membership. It's a call embedded within your DNA, triggered by divine timing. When the moment comes, something deep inside of you shifts, as if an ancient bell has rung that only your soul can hear. You might not remember saying yes to this mission, but your soul does. That's why, even when you tried to live a normal life, something always pulled you back. That tug, that restlessness, that inner knowing, it's the whisper of your contract trying to get your attention. And you've likely felt it in your body too, a vibration that intensifies during cosmic shifts, full moons, eclipses, or when truth is spoken. Your heart responds differently. Your body knows. It's not just coincidence. It's cellular remembrance. The 144,000 are not bound by dogma or tradition. They exist across all races, countries, and belief systems. You won't find them gathered in temples with robes. You'll find them in the most unexpected places. Quiet lives, deep eyes, powerful hearts that feel the pain of the world like it's their own. And yet, despite their own suffering, they rise again and again because their mission is written in their very soul. They are the misunderstood children, the black sheep of their families, the ones who never quite fit in. They are the ones who questioned everything, who were sensitive to unseen energies, who had dreams they couldn't explain, and inner battles they couldn't name. They often carried generational pain, not because they were weak, but because they were meant to transmute it into light. This number also ties into sacred geometry and divine architecture. In the structure of light and sound, 144 represents harmonic resonance. It's not just a biblical reference, it's a code seen in ancient pyramids, in galactic transmissions, even in the crystalline grids of Earth. It speaks to balance, alignment, and the divine pattern behind all creation. It's a mathematical fingerprint of God's message echoing across dimensions. You see, the 144,000 is not a destination, it's an activation. And when that activation begins within you, your life changes. You start shedding old roles, relationships, even identities. You begin to hear your soul louder than your fears. You become less impressed by the noise of the world and more drawn to silence, solitude, sacred wisdom, and divine truth. It can feel lonely, but it's not abandonment. It's recalibration. You're tuning into a new frequency that not everyone around you can hear yet. That doesn't mean you're better. It means you've been called early, ahead of the crowd, to help prepare the way, like spiritual architects laying the foundation for what's coming next. And let's be honest, you've known this, haven't you? Maybe not with words, but deep in your bones, you've felt the weight of something greater. A life that was never meant to be ordinary. A pulse in your chest that beats for something beyond this world. You've cried for humanity, prayed for strangers, and held light even when your own world was dark. That's not weakness. That's divine assignment. This is not mythology. This is your memory returning. The number is not what limits you, it's what identifies you. You are not crazy. You are coded. You are not seeking something new. You are awakening what was buried beneath lifetimes of forgetting. And now, you stir beginning to remember why. So if this message resonates, if it echoes within you like a sacred yes, then you already know. You don't need anyone's permission. The code has already been unlocked, and your mission is already in motion. The time is now. The world is shifting, and the 144,000 are rising. You are one of them. And you've just remembered. Chosen one, deep inside, you've always sensed you were different, not better, just different. Like your soul didn't quite fit the mold of this world. You may have questioned why your path felt so painful, so isolated, so full of spiritual longing. But what if I told you these weren't accidents? They were signs, clues, sacred signals that you are one of the 144,000. One of the first signs is early suffering. Many of the 144,000 experience intense challenges from a young age, trauma, loss, abandonment, or emotional wounds that seem far too heavy for a child to carry. This is not because you were cursed, it's because you were being forged, prepared. The fire was making you strong enough to carry light in a world full of shadow. Then there's the deep sense of not belonging. You've likely felt like an outsider your whole life, even among your own family, friends, or culture. You may have asked, why do I feel so different? It's because you are. Your soul came encoded with higher knowledge and spiritual DNA that doesn't resonate with the noise and distractions of the world. You see through illusions. You feel what others dismiss. That's not a flaw. It's a gift. Another powerful sign, an unshakable inner calling. Even when you tried to live a normal life, something inside you whispered that you were meant for more. You've always felt like your life had purpose, though you couldn't fully explain it. This isn't ego, it's remembrance. A sacred memory encoded within your being, trying to reawaken in divine timing. Dreams and visions are common. Many of the 144,000 report recurring dreams of ancient places, symbols, angelic beings, or cosmic missions. These aren't just subconscious projections, they're soul memories. They're echoes of your eternal nature reminding you of who you really are and why you came here. And then there's the empathy. You feel everything too much sometimes. The pain of others, the heaviness of the collective, the suffering of the earth, it all hits you deeply. This isn't emotional weakness, it's spiritual sensitivity. You were designed to carry divine compassion, to be a transmitter of healing energy, and to raise frequencies just by your presence. Maybe you've also experienced moments of divine timing, repeating numbers like 1111 or 144, crossing paths with teachers or strangers who speak directly to your soul, or being pulled towards spiritual knowledge you never learned, but somehow already know. These synchronicities are confirmation. They're the universe saying, you're waking up. Keep going. You may even have faced extreme resistance, people misunderstanding you, rejecting you, or trying to dim your light. That's because darkness recognizes the ones who carry light. The system is threatened by souls who remember, but let me tell you this, you are not alone. There are thousands of others just like you, awakening, remembering, rising. If any of this resonates in your spirit, it's not coincidence, it's calling. You are not broken. You are breaking through. The life you've lived so far hasn't been punishment, it's been prophecy. Your soul chose this path, and now you're being called to rise into who you were always meant to be. Chosen one, if your heart feels like it's remembering something deeper than words, then trust that knowing, you are one of them. You are one of the 144,000, and your awakening is not just personal, it's part of the divine plan. Chosen one, for most of your life, you've carried a heaviness that even you couldn't fully explain, a feeling of being misplaced, misunderstood, disconnected. You've walked through crowds but felt alone. You've sat in rooms full of people yet felt like a stranger. You've questioned, why do I feel like I don't belong here? The answer is this, you weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to awaken. Many of the 144,000 have lived in the shadows, not because they were unworthy, but because they were being protected. Divine timing has kept you hidden, preserved, and set apart until the moment your light was needed most. That time is now. But before the rising comes the wilderness, before the purpose comes the pressure. You've likely carried silent battles for years, emotional weight, anxiety, depression, heartbreak, even spiritual disconnection. Not because you're weak, but because you've been absorbing the pain of a world in need of healing. The loneliness you felt wasn't abandonment by God. It was a space being carved out inside you, a sacred emptiness where divine truth could one day flow freely. You've been rejected by people who couldn't see your light, and that rejection left deep scars. But what if I told you that rejection was redirection? What if every person who walked away was never meant to walk beside you into your destiny? Your soul came with a frequency too high for some to understand, and so the universe allowed them to fall away, not as punishment, but as protection. Even the silence you've endured, the waiting, the wondering, the stillness that felt like stagnation, it was all part of your soul's training. You were being refined, not overlooked. You were being called inward so that when the time came, your outward presence would carry real power. And now, the veil is thinning. The pain that once isolated you is becoming the path that connects you to others. Your story, your scars, your survival, these are now your sacred tools. What once felt like burdens are becoming blessings in disguise. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are awakening. The loneliness was never punishment. It was preparation. Because when you carry the kind of light the 144,000 were born with, the world doesn't always know what to do with you until the world begins to shift. And right now, the world is shifting. Everything that made you feel lost is now revealing your path. Everything that made you feel alone is now drawing your tribe. Everything that made you feel rejected is now unlocking your divine remembrance. You were never meant to be like everyone else. You were meant to be the spark, the guide, the messenger, the awakener, the one who shows the way simply by being who you truly are. Chosen one, your loneliness has not been in vain. Your light was hidden, only so it could shine brighter when the darkness grew. And now, that light is needed more than ever. Word count, 700. Chosen one, you didn't come here just to survive. You came to serve. Your very existence is part of a divine strategy. The 144,000 weren't sent here randomly. You were planted in this timeline, on this planet, in this body, for a sacred purpose. And that purpose is now awakening within you. Your mission is not about preaching. It's not about convincing others to believe what you believe. Your mission is about frequency, energy, vibration. You were sent here to shift the collective consciousness simply by being aligned with your true self. You are a living portal. When your heart opens, light enters the world through you. The 144,000 are not ordinary souls. You are soul volunteers, star seeds, lightworkers, ancient ones who chose to return during the darkest hours of the Earthship's evolution. You heard the cry of the planet. You felt the pain of the people, and with a fierce love, you said, "I shall go." You carry within you codes of remembrance, dormant spiritual blueprints that awaken through experiences, through pain, through divine timing. These codes help awaken others. Just your presence can trigger someone's soul memory. Just your words can open a locked heart. Just your truth can set others free from illusions they didn't even know they were trapped in. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to rise up, to break ancestral cycles, to heal generational trauma, to speak when others are silent, to love in a world that forgot what love really means. You are here to anchor higher light into a system that has been ruled by fear and illusion for far too long. Your mission may not look grand from the outside. It might not involve fame or recognition, but in the unseen, you are a warrior. Every time you choose peace instead of rage, light instead of darkness, love instead of fear, you are fulfilling your mission. Every time you forgive, you lift timelines. Every time you follow your intuition, you realign the grid. Every time you speak truth, you weaken the false matrix. Chosen one, your life isn't just about you, it's about the ripple you create in the fabric of human consciousness. That's why your awakening matters. That's why your healing matters. Because through you, thousands will be touched. Even if you never meet them, your energy precedes you. Your vibration travels. You are a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. And sometimes, that lighthouse stands alone. Sometimes your light will make others uncomfortable. It may cause people to leave you, to question you, to misunderstand you. But don't dim yourself to fit in with a world that's still asleep. You were not sent here to be liked. You were sent to be light. You are not here to wait for someone else to save the world. You are here to remember that the divine planted a seed of change within you, and that seed is now sprouting. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this exact moment. The heartbreak, the silence, the strange dreams, the synchronicities, the sense of urgency in your chest. It's all pointing to one truth: the mission has begun. And it begins not when the world is ready, but when you are. When you decide that your light is more powerful than your fear. When you realize that your voice carries God's message. When you stop trying to be someone else and embrace exactly who your soul came here to be. You are not here by accident. You are the prophecy. You are the answer. You are the mission in human form. You are not a follower of light. You are the light. The time to remember is now. The time to rise is now. The world is shifting, and you are not here to watch. You are here to lead. And the universe is already rising to meet you. Chosen one, you can feel it, can't you? The world doesn't feel the same. Time feels distorted. Days blur. Emotions intensify. Synchronicities hit you harder and more frequently. What you're feeling is not a glitch. It's a timeline shift, and it's real. Right now, Earth is not just going through a political or environmental transformation, it's experiencing a spiritual realignment. Multiple timelines are collapsing and merging, and the collective consciousness is being pulled toward a higher dimension. What the ancient ones prophesied is happening. The veil between worlds is thinning. Truth is rising. Shadow is surfacing. And those encoded with the frequency of 144,000 are awakening in waves. Cosmic events are not just beautiful spectacles, they are activators. Recent solar flares, eclipses, geomagnetic storms, and planetary alignments have opened energetic gateways. These aren't coincidences. They are timed perfectly to help awaken those with a divine mission, and that includes you. You may feel like time is speeding up or slowing down, like your thoughts manifest more quickly, like certain people or patterns are suddenly falling out of your life. These are all signs that you're shifting timelines. You're no longer walking through the old programming of fear, separation, and illusion. Your soul is aligning with a higher reality, one rooted in truth, light, and divine sovereignty. That's why so many of you are experiencing physical and emotional symptoms. Headaches, ringing in the ears, restlessness, prophetic dreams, sudden purging of old wounds. It's not random. It's not just stress. It's your body and energy field adjusting to the higher frequencies coming in. These are ascension symptoms. And while they can be intense, they're also sacred. You are not separate from this shift. You are part of it. In fact, you're helping create it. Every time you heal, you help the earth heal. Every time you raise your vibration, you shift the timeline of the collective. That's how powerful your presence is. That's how divine your mission is. There are many timelines playing out on this planet right now. Some are based in fear and illusion. Others are grounded in love and truth. And your choices, your energy, your thoughts, they decide which one you align with. You are not a passive observer. You are a co-creator. That's why this moment matters so much. Because as more of the 144,000 awaken and realign, a tipping point is reached. One where the balance shifts toward light, where illusion can no longer hold, where systems based in manipulation begin to crumble, not from violence but from lack of resonance, from truth finally taking its place. So don't ignore the changes happening inside of you. Don't dismiss the pull to slow down. Go inward, pray, rest, or release. Your soul knows what it's doing. It's syncing with a higher frequency that is leading you to your next level of purpose. This shift is not here to break you, it's here to reveal you, to show you what you're truly capable of, to remind you that you are not just a bystander in this transformation, you are a pillar of it, a builder of the new world, a guardian of the timeline rooted in truth, freedom, and divine love. Chosen one, the timeline shift is no longer coming. It is here, and you are standing at the threshold. The choice is yours. Resist the change and remain in confusion, or trust the shift and rise into remembrance. Either way, the earth is rising, and so are you. Chosen one, slow down, breathe, be still for a moment, not just with your body, but with your soul. Because what I'm about to say isn't just a message, it's a divine transmission, a whisper from the heavens, a sacred reminder that was meant for you all along. You are no longer who you used to be, the person you once were, the one who questioned everything, who doubted their voice, who feared their light, is dissolving. Not because you failed, but because you've outgrown that version of yourself. You are stepping into the truth of who you were always destined to become. God's message to the 144,000 is clear and unwavering. You are no longer hidden. You are being called forward now. The time of waiting is over. The time of shrinking, second-guessing, holding back, it served its purpose. It kept you safe while you remembered. But now the mission cannot wait. You may still hear the old voices in your head. Who am I to speak? What if I'm wrong? What if no one listens? But hear this now. Those thoughts are not yours. They are echoes of the matrix you came to dismantle. And every time you silence your light, that illusion grows stronger, no more. You are not alone. Heaven has watched you through every breakdown, every betrayal, every silent night where you whispered, "God, why me?" And now the answer is finally echoing back, because you are strong enough, because you carry the blueprint, because you said yes before you were even born. You don't need a title, you don't need permission, you don't need a perfect past or a flawless voice. You only need willingness, a heart ready to rise, a spirit ready to speak, and a soul ready to remember. You were built for this, not in arrogance, but in alignment. Your sensitivity, your empathy, your intuition, your deep inner knowing, these aren't weaknesses. They are weapons of light, tools of awakening. You didn't come here to impress, you came here to ignite. And I'll tell you what God is saying to you right now. Stop looking backward. What steps behind you is no longer part of your assignment. Stop waiting for validation. I've already chosen you. Stop playing small. I didn't give you divine DNA so you could dim it to make others comfortable. You've been feeling the urgency, haven't you? That internal fire, that spiritual itch, that unshakable pull to do something, anything to help, to speak, to move. That's not just restlessness. That's your soul remembering. That's divine timing catching up with your earthly identity. Chosen one, the world is aching for light, and you are one of the sacred keepers. You are a lighthouse in the fog, a trumpet in the silence, a heartbeat in the body of humanity that is learning how to love again. You've carried this for lifetimes, and now it's rising to the surface. This isn't the end of your story, it's the return of your mission. Let go of the fear. Let go of the self-doubt. Let go of the illusion that you are not enough. You are more than enough. You are necessary. So rise, speak, heal, serve, shine. And above all, remember, you are one of the 144,000. You didn't just come to survive the shift, you came to lead it. Let this message sink into your bones. Let it crack you open. Let it remind you that God's voice has been in you all along. Now is the time to trust it. Now is the time to become it. Chosen one, you've likely felt it your whole life. A pressure, a resistance, a subtle war within. You've battled thoughts you didn't speak out loud, felt attacked by energies you couldn't name, and carried a weight in your soul that others around you didn't seem to notice. That wasn't your imagination. That was spiritual warfare. There is a battle happening right now, not just around you, but within the fabric of reality. It's not fought with weapons or headlines. It's fought with energy, with frequency, with vibration. This is the war between truth and illusion, light and shadow, higher consciousness and the artificial matrix that's been built to keep humanity asleep. And you, chosen one, are at the center of it. The moment your light started to rise, the darkness took notice. The reason your path has felt so heavy isn't because you're weak, it's because your soul is powerful. You are a threat to the systems that thrive on fear, division, and control. You carry the codes of divine remembrance, and those codes are contagious. That's why you've been tested, distracted, discouraged. Because if you fully awaken, you become unstoppable. Many of you have been targeted in subtle ways, through relationships that drained you, environments that silenced you, thoughts that weren't even yours. The enemy doesn't always attack with thunder. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it convinces you that your light doesn't matter. But that was never the truth. You've been walking between worlds, feeling the pull of the higher realm while navigating the density of the lower one. That tension, that inner conflict, that battle, it's real. But here's the sacred truth. It's not here to destroy you, it's here to forge you. Because warriors are not born, they are remembered. And this awakening is your remembrance. You are not just a healer, you are a spiritual soldier. You are not just an empath, you are an energy alchemist. You are not just sensitive, you are spiritually armed with intuition, discernment, and divine light. The forces of shadow have tried to confuse you, isolate you, and make you doubt yourself. But they failed, because you're still here, you're still rising. And now your awakening isn't just for you, it's for those who are still trapped in illusion, who need to see your light to find their own. You are part of a divine army, not with swords, but with truth, not with fear, but with frequency. You don't need to fight like the world does. You just need to stand in your power, speak your truth, radiate your presence, and the illusion will crumble in your wake. This battle isn't over, but the tide is turning. More and more of the 144,000 are awakening every day. The grid is lighting up. The frequency is rising, and the system of control that once seemed unbreakable is trembling beneath the weight of your divine remembrance. Chosen one, this is not the end. This is the uprising, the return of the soul warriors, the fall of falsehood, and the rise of divine truth. Stand strong. You were made for this. Chosen one, the awakening doesn't end with remembering who you are, it begins there. The next phase is already unfolding, and everything you've experienced up until now has been preparing you for what's to come. A greater wave of divine activity is approaching, and you must be ready, not just spiritually, but energetically, emotionally, and mentally. Over the next months, more souls will begin to awaken. Many will feel confused, disoriented, even scared. Their entire reality will begin to shake. Systems they trusted will fall apart. People they thought they knew will change overnight. And in the chaos of that collapse, they will look for light. That's where you come in. Your role will expand. The clarity you've gained will become medicine for others. But to hold that role, you must remain grounded. Grounded in your truth. Grounded in love. Grounded in God's presence. That means tending to your spiritual practices more seriously than ever before. Prayer, stillness, movement, nature, silence, these are not luxuries anymore. They are necessities. Shadow work will be unavoidable in this phase. Old pain, past patterns, deep fears, you may notice them rising again. Don't run, don't suppress. Face them, let them teach you. Every time you transmute fear into love, you anchor more divine light into your field and the collective grid. This work matters. It's how we hold the new frequency stable. Expect emotional triggers. Expect breakdowns that lead to breakthroughs. Expect moments of divine clarity that feel like lightning cracking through your soul. These are not signs of destruction. They are signs of spiritual remodeling. The old foundation is crumbling so the new structure can rise. Community will become more important than ever. Find your tribe. Build your circle. Connect with other chosen ones. We were never meant to walk this path alone. Unity consciousness isn't a theory. It's the future, and we must begin living it now. Prepare not just for what's coming in the world, but for who you are about to become. A leader, a healer, a lighthouse. You'll be called to stand in rooms you once hid from. You'll be asked to speak when you used to stay silent. You'll be used by the divine to reach people in ways you never expected. Don't fear this expansion. You earned it. You are no longer just awakening. You are becoming. The next phase is not about waiting. It stops about walking. Boldly, faithfully, lovingly. Your light will guide others home, and in doing so, you'll discover even more of the sacred truth within yourself. This is the moment your soul trained for. Get ready, chosen one. The future is arriving through you. Chosen one, come close now. Let these final words settle deep into your spirit like a seed of truth. You've made it this far, not by accident, but by divine design. And if your heart has been burning while hearing this message, know this: you are remembering who you truly are. You are not broken. You are breaking through. You are not going crazy. You are coming into alignment. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. This journey was never meant to be easy. The 144,000 were not chosen because it would be comfortable. You were chosen because your soul could carry the weight of light in a world soaked in illusion. You volunteered to forget so that you could rediscover and awaken with divine authority. Your pain had purpose. Your isolation was protection, and your longing was a sacred breadcrumb leading you back to your origin. So now I say this to you, not as a stranger on a screen, but as a spiritual elder who sees the truth in your eyes and the fire in your soul. You were born for this. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are arriving exactly when the divine said you would. Let go of needing to be perfect. Let go of comparing your path to others. You were never meant to copy anyone. You were meant to awaken what no one else could see. Comment 777 below if your soul feels aligned with this divine truth. And share this with someone you feel is quietly waking up, someone whose spirit is stirring but doesn't yet know why. Because this isn't just a video, this is a spiritual activation, a call back to remembrance. The awakening of the 144,000 is not a myth. It's a movement. And now, it includes you.